Welcome to Building Fortunes Radio. Make sure you check us out at buildingfortunesradio.com. Along with our marketing partners, we're here to help our PM Marketing Network Lead customers build their businesses and make the world a better place. At Building Fortunes, we know how much your business means to you and the people important to you. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world. Now on to our show with your host, Peter Mingles.
Hello, everyone. Peter Mingles here. You're listening to us live on Building Fortunes Radio. You go to www.buildingfortunesradio.com/listen if you want to listen in live, and you dial the 347-237-4097 number. That's 347-237-4097 while you can still dial with your phone. Now, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on the technology side, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that is happening, and I will just share with you on Wednesday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. We run this radio show with a gentleman named Ray A.B.L. Ray is a super nice gentleman. He's super smart as well, does a lot of stuff with health and nutrition. And today is a really kind of a special day because it's the first day of spring. So that means it's coming to the nicer months or nicer weather in many areas. It's lighter, longer for most of us because of daylight savings time. Actually, it's lighter, longer anyway, having nothing to do with daylight savings time. It's just they move the clocks around. So we're awake a little bit more during that period of time. But it's lighter by like a minute every day. So for those people that like sunshine and like to be outside and like all that sort of stuff, it's a great time to be around. Now, having said all of those things, many of us like to help as many people as we can through home-based businesses. And that's why we started Building Fortunes Radio. So it's www.buildingfortunesradio.com. Now, in the process of doing some of the things that I do, I was looking somewhere, and then I found Ray A.B.L. on a social media site, and I said, I haven't spoken to Ray A.B.L. in a really long time, and he would be a wonderful guest host to be able to help as many people as we possibly can have on Building Fortunes Radio, because you could do a ton of things working with Ray A.B.L. He's been someone who's super successful in home-based businesses. He knows a lot about health and nutrition. He's tons of stuff when it comes to personal development and training and mentoring and coaching, done things the right way. And he's a student of the industry and a student of self-development himself. So he's always in there kind of challenging different things that he does and challenging the way he might be able to explain things to be able to help more people. So he's got his heart definitely in the right place. And that's why I wanted to make sure that people on Building Fortunes Radio know who Ray A.B.L. is, and he's going to give you his phone number so you know how to reach him. So if you're looking for just a great guy to work with, starts right there. If you're looking to improve your health or improve your finances and you want to do it in a home-based business, you want to reach out to Ray A.B.L. So I just like to have Ray introduce himself. He's going to go whatever he goes over, and you can always find previous radio shows on Building Fortunes Radio if you /Ray A.B.L. So if you do buildingfortunesradio.com/Ray A.B.L., you'll be able to get, there's my alarm that we're doing a radio show. And don't ask me why it's a little bit late, but you'll be able to go to buildingfortunesradio.com/Ray A.B.L. and hear the previous radio shows that Ray has done as well. So Ray, thanks for being here.
Hey, Peter. Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
I certainly enjoy this time each week, and gives me another opportunity to see what I can do to add value to people's lives and make their life better. And you mentioned that it's first day of spring, so that's a good day that makes it a good day to make sure you're springing forward into making your business better and making your life better. And tonight I'm going to share, try to go into depth in a basic fundamental concept that really drives us all. But we don't often think of it, and I think we tend not to think of it in an integrated way of how it really permeates every part of our life. And I think by having clarity around some distinctions of this, I think it can, first of all, enhance your life so you're feeling happier, more fulfilled, and more productive, as well as your business. So, I'm hoping that if you're, and sort of assuming that if you're involved in a home-based business, and if you're listening, you probably are, that hopefully the main reason you're doing what you're doing is because you want to help people and make a difference. And of course, we want to make money at it too. And they sort of go together like two sides of the same coin. So if you want to help a lot of people, or I meant to say if you want to make a lot of money, well, you got to help a lot of people. So anyway, the word I want to focus on tonight is the word that ultimately is what drives all behavior. Everything we do, in fact, every human, every animal, even God himself is driven by this feeling. And the feeling is being happy. Fundamentally, that's what we all want the most. It doesn't like some people want that, some don't. It's like we all need oxygen, and 2 + 2 is always 4. 10 + 10 is always 20. And everybody wants to be happy and driven by it. Now, you can end up looking in all the wrong places for how to get happy and get hurt or disappointed or, whatever. But that's the drive, and we want to be able to harness that drive to empower us. And so it isn't just sort of an invisible, unconscious part of our life that's sort of below the surface. I think it's helpful when we're aware of that. So what causes us to be happy? Basically, it's 100% perception. And the perception that generates that emotion of feeling happy is when you believe or perceive something is going to happen or is happening that is a gain for yourself. Or it's something that you perceive as good. Now, it may not be good at all, but if you think it is, like if someone gives you a lottery ticket, say, this is the winning ticket. And if you believe them, well, they gave you a check for, $1 million. And if you believed it was for real, how would you feel? I mean, that's the gain. You feel happy, even if it was a fake check or, a bogus check. So that's what creates that emotion of happiness. So why are you in this business? Because you believe it could increase your happiness. Because if this works as well as you want it to, and that's a lot of it is up to you making it work, which is another issue we'll be talking about, you believe that you're going to be happier. And a good chance you will. But maybe not. What if you're really super successful and you make $1 million, making $1 million a year, like I've done before? I built a group up to 850,000 people and had great success. I've been doing this for 42 years. And then stuff went wrong and I lost it all. I lost everything. But I discovered I didn't lose my happiness because my happiness wasn't based on the money. Now, the reason we want money is because we don't really care about the money. We care about what we can do with the money. Like you can make more trips to Hawaii. You can do more things that are meaningful. You can help more people. You can donate more money. Whatever you want to do that adds happiness to your life. So ultimately, that's why we're doing what we're doing. But a lot of people in network marketing aren't really that happy because they're not getting the results that they expected. And part of that is they're not doing the right things, or maybe the support that they need. But they want to be happy, and they want this business to contribute to that, which it really can. It can really enrich your life, especially when you incorporate the idea that one of the most dynamic, enriching ways to enhance your own happiness is to make other people happy. How do you make other people happy? By serving them, by helping them, offering them a service or a product that makes a meaningful difference in their life. So you become sort of like the hero in your own story. You're making a difference. Sometimes, like with what I'm doing, I'm educating people about how they can get their health back. In fact, I say I don't sell anything. I just educate people. I help them see the value, and once they see the value, they want to buy. I don't sell, but they will buy when they see the value. And so I'm serving people. I'm making a difference. Sometimes it like saves their life, turns their life around. So how does that make me feel? It makes me feel really darn good because I'm helping people. It affirms my value. And most people, at least subconsciously, they struggle with this sense that they're not really that important. They're not really worthwhile or a valuable person, which is a lie. It's an illusion, but it really can hold you back. But the more you actually do that does create value and you're helping other people, then that helps counteract that lie that we've embraced, that we're really not that good. In fact, just today I was reading in a book, it said that by age 14, children, or 98% of children, have a negative self-image. 98%. At age like 4 or 5, it's like the reverse. Like 90+% of them have a very positive self-image, but they get worn down by all the negativity and bullies and sometimes the teachers, sometimes parents or whoever. And so one of the ways to reverse that downward slide into feeling negative and hopeless, like you're not worth anything, you're not really that important, you don't really make a difference, is to do what it takes to make a difference. So you're helping others, you're helping them feel better and happier, and then the same thing happens to you. The Bible says that you reap according to how you sow. So if you want more love and more appreciation, more honor and respect, then what do you think you need to sow? You need to plant those kind of seeds. So you need to show appreciation. You need to show honor. You serve and you help and you show appreciation. I think I said that. And so then that you end up feeling more about yourself. So what gets in the way of this happening? I mean, you would think, well, this should happen just automatically, just like water goes downhill automatically. But it doesn't work out so smoothly for a lot of people because there are other factors involved, especially that ugly 4-letter word that starts with F that we call fear. Whether you call it fear or worry or anxiety or doubt, it's pretty much all the same thing. And that's like, it's like you're in a football game and you really can be a star player, a star quarterback, but there's the opposition that keeps blocking you and taking you down, and so you can like almost never score because you have what it takes, but the opposition keeps pulling you down, and sometimes you land pretty hard. So our basic opposition really isn't from outside, it's from the inside. The enemy within is really our fear, our doubt, which is the opposite of confidence. See, to win in anything, to win in football or win in life, you need to have confidence. And confidence is another word for faith. So faith or confidence means that you are expecting something good to happen. So if you start a business and you believe you can be successful and you can make $1,000 a month, and then maybe $1,000 a week, and then maybe $1,000 a day, like some people do. Well, to do that, you have to have confidence. Otherwise, you won't even try. I mean, why would you try something if you think you can't? You would never make it. Now, you may not have what it takes to make it, but that's okay because you can get what it takes by staying in the game and getting mentoring and training and coaching, and that's part of what I do. I coach and mentor people, and if you feel like you need somebody that, like what I could help you with that, well, then that's another reason to call me because I offer that. I don't charge. I don't sell any coaching programs. I give that for free to the people that I work with. So fear, on the other hand, is the opposite of faith. Faith is the expectation is positive expectation, or confidence is positive expectation, whereas fear is expecting some kind of pain. So fear is the emotion you feel when you expect some kind of pain or something bad, which causes pain, and faith is when you're expecting some kind of gain. So it even rhymes. Expectation of pain or expectation of gain. So but the fear is often like a software program or like even a virus that's infected us subconsciously. And even if we don't realize it, it's sort of sabotaging us. And it's like, the guys on the other team that are tackling you and taking you down, so you never even hardly get a first down, let alone a touchdown. So that fear is all self-generated. That anticipation of pain that keeps us playing small or playing safe or not even playing at all. It's jokingly been said, you've maybe heard, there's three kinds of people in the world: the people who make things happen, people who watch things happen, and the people who wonder what happened. They're not even hardly paying attention. But most people are in the second or third category, particularly the second one, where they're spectators. They like the game, they watch others play, but they never get out onto the field themselves. For network marketing, you've got to be on the field. You've got to be one of the players. And sometimes stuff happens and you get taken down. But your biggest enemy is really self-generated. It's this fear, the doubt, the lack of confidence. And so if you want to have a life of happiness, where you're making other people happy and you're maximizing your happiness, where you've got to start is building up your faith and confidence in yourself and what you're doing. There's a lot of ways to do that. I've talked about that before. And at the same time, you have to minimize the fear, because that's the main reason people don't join you and your business or network marketing, because either they don't see the value, even if they think they could, or most often they say, well, I would love to do that, but I can never do that. I don't know anyone who's ever had success, and so why would I subject myself to the pain and disappointment of failure? So why would I even try? Or if they just have enough faith that maybe my work may get in, they get a little bit of resistance, and they never get even a first down. And hey, I'm out of here. I was right. This isn't going to work. I can't do it. So how do you handle fear? So let's talk about that. I know it may sound like I'm going off the topic because I'm focused on how do you maximize happiness. Well, it's like if you want to be warm, you got to manage the cold. And so if you want to have happiness and success and confidence, you've got to address what's the opposition, which is the fear. So let's talk about that a bit, because everybody has some fear. And fear isn't bad. It's just an emotion. It's an important emotion and sometimes extremely useful. Fear in the right time and place can save your life. So the emotion itself is never good or bad. It's just an emotion. Like you can feel glad or sad or mad or have fear, anxiety. None of those are wrong, but sometimes they're not useful, because in a certain situation, when you shouldn't be afraid, you should be bold. Or if you have fear, because of a stronger desire of what you want to accomplish, that will take you to where you want to go and create that happiness, not just by getting there, but happiness by being in the journey and doing it. You've got to sometimes just ignore the fear. Say, okay, so I have some concern. When I think about picking up the phone and calling somebody or calling this particular person, I get a little bit of anxiety and I procrastinate. Well, that's fear. Well, you don't have to totally get rid of the fear, but sometimes initially until you're over that particular fear. You feel the fear, acknowledge it, and do it anyway. Now, I sort of laugh when I hear people talk about being fearless. Yeah, that's an interesting theory. I don't think that works. You want to reduce the fear and have fear at the right time and place. But when it's interfering with your life, with your better future, you've got to figure out how to overcome that fear. And until you overcome it, you just say, hey, okay, so I have fear, so what? I'm going to do it anyway. In fact, here's a good example. Let's say that you're a really shy person, and you don't really like to talk to people, and but you go to say a church or some club, and let's say a church, and the pastor says, I want you to go around your neighborhood and invite people to this event that we're having, and it's a great event, and they'll appreciate it, and just invite 20 people just around your neighborhood, and you say to yourself, man, I can never do that. I'm knocking someone's door. What might they say or do or think? Maybe they'll call the police. They'll ship the dog on me. And you said, I can never do that, because of your fear, right? Well, so you say, well, that's not something I could do. That's not me. That's the perception. So it's the fear of anticipated pain that keeps you out of the game. So you're not going to do that. But let's say the next day, though, at 3 a.m., you wake up for some reason, and something seems wrong and strange, and you look out the window, and your next door neighbor's house is on fire. The lights are still out, but the roof's on fire, and they got 5 kids over there, and they don't know the house is on fire. So what are you going to do? Well, you probably call 911 first, but in the meantime, are you going to do anything else? Well, you can't go knock on the door, right, because you're afraid to knock on doors. Well, probably in this situation, your fear would be overridden by the sense of urgency, and lives are at stake. So all of a sudden, the fear becomes small enough where you can, even though the fear isn't maybe gone, you're like, I don't care. I'm just going to bang on the door. Hey, wake up, the house is on fire. So one way to overcome fear, because fear is just an emotion, and the strongest emotion always wins. The only way to overcome fear, which is, I'm not going to say negative emotion, but in some ways it's negative if it can stop you from doing good. But the only way to overcome any particular emotion is to have a stronger emotion. So in that example, the stronger emotion is, I have an opportunity and an obligation, actually, to save lives. So I'm going to go, not just knock on the door, ring the door, I'm going to pound on the door, I'm going to scream, which is sort of out of character. But now in that context, you have a stronger feeling about helping somebody than protecting yourself from their potential judgment. Does that make sense? Here's another illustration about to clarify what causes any emotion, really. Now, let's say that you had a really good job. You loved your job. They paid you well, and they're probably overpaying you, and you get a lot of vacations, and you're appreciated, but all of a sudden, for whatever reason, the company gets bought out, and they don't need you anymore, so you're gone. You're laid off. You're fired. So how are you going to feel? Well, you can't predict because it depends on how you perceive it. It could be one of 5 emotions in the Chinese model of medicine. They have what's called the 5 elements, and each one: fire, earth, metal, water, and wood, and they have an emotion for each. And it's a useful model. I'm not saying it's exactly true, but I like it and I use it. And I use acupuncture and that whole system myself for many years. So it's a useful model. So using those 5 emotions, here's how you might feel. Well, you might feel fear, like, oh my, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay my house payment? What if I can't get another job? have worry and fear. That's a normal emotion to have. So that's one possibility. Or instead of fear, you might have a totally different emotion. You might feel angry. How could they possibly do that? I've been there for 14 years. I've been one of their best employees. I can't believe they would do that just wrong and feel angry and mad and upset. So that could be your main emotion. Or it might be more the sad element, where now you're depressed, like you feel hopeless. Like instead of anger or fear, it's more depression and sadness. Or it could be the other element is they call it sympathy. So maybe you're really an empathetic person, and you really feel for the person that had to fire you. Man, it must have been really hard for them, having to let go of one of their best employees. And, I mean, that's a pretty mature perspective, but that's one emotion. Or you can be happy. Now, why would you be happy when you got fired from a job you love? Well, it depends on your internal context. So if your perception is, well, when one door closes, a better door opens. What doesn't kill me will make me stronger. This is an opportunity for a better job. Maybe this is my chance to start my own business. So now you can be happy and excited because you were fired, because this is going to create even a better scenario for you. So which emotion are you going to have? Whichever one is the strongest, and that's determined based on your perception, how you perceive that. So coming back to what we're doing in network marketing, how you feel about any situation depends on how you perceive it. What context do you have for that situation that's going to determine your emotions? So, every day you could get up and sort of feel down and discouraged that this is going really slow, or you have anxiety. I don't think I'm ever going to make this work. I've been doing this for so long. You can be angry. Why doesn't this work for me? I see other people successful. I mean, you can have any of those emotions, or you can choose to be happy. Now, you can't choose an emotion just to choose the emotion. You have to choose a certain belief system, and it's how you look at it that determines the emotion. So you can't be happy every day, even if you're not getting the results, because even though you haven't gotten the results yet, if you have confidence, that's the faith part, the opposite of fear, then it's just a matter of time you're going to have the success that you want. And so you can feel happy right just in the moment, and you can be happy every step away in the journey because, you're helping people. You're giving people an opportunity to get better and to make money and so forth. So it all comes back to ultimately we all want to be happy, and we can do certain things to maximize that, increase that, and part of that is you have to manage your perceptions that set you up for fear that's going to hold you back. And by the way, that's what's going on with your team. The people on your team that aren't doing much, well, they're not too happy about that, but, so why aren't they? Well, it's a lack of faith, lack of confidence, which is fear is interfering with them. So, anyway, it's sort of a comprehensive perspective on emotions and how they work together and how that can actually enhance your life and your business and your effectiveness, because when you are driven by joy and happiness and excitement, you're more effective. People are affected by your energy. I don't like the phrase fake it till you make it, but you don't need to fake it. You can create it and be happy, and that's going to help you be more effective as well. Okay, I think that pretty much sums it up. I hope that's helpful to everybody listening. And I guess I got to roll. I forgot to say, let's take a commercial break. I just kept on going. Oh, well.
No, good stuff. Good stuff. What I want you to do is people want to reach out to you. So how do they get in touch with Ray Gebauer?
Well, the easiest way is my phone number. I mean, you can email me, but sometimes stuff goes in the spam folder, or I get some of the emails. So just cut through all that, uncertainty. You can call me on my phone number. I'm in Vancouver, Washington, at this number, 714-488-9074. 714-488-9074. You can call or text me. Either way, anytime. If I'm sleeping, the phone's off, so don't worry about bothering me. But if you're looking for some coaching, some mentoring, even if you're pretty happy with the company you're with, go ahead and give me a call. I'm not going to charge you anything. I'm here to help you. And if you think that maybe there's a possibility that you could do better if you're working with somebody like me or with the kind of company that I'm with, that I think is going to be setting the gold standard for the whole industry. The product's extraordinary, and pay plans are really good, and the owners are trustworthy, which is refreshing, because it's not always the case. Anyway, let's talk about that. Explore the possibility. We even have a couple of positions open for master distributors. We have a council of 12. We don't have quite all 12 yet. So based on your experience, that might be a possibility for you as well. But we won't know until we talk to them.
Yep, great
so
information.
One more time, I guess, 714-488. So 714 area code 488-9074. Thank you, and I wish for you that the rest of your life could be the best of your life, full of happiness, joy, and peace. Thank you.
Great information. So if you want to hear again Ray Gebauer, go to buildingfortunesradio.com/Ray Gebauer. It's Gebauer, Gebauer, and check him out. And we're going to catch you next week. Ray, thanks as usual. You got my head spinning, thinking about different things on the word happiness. So one of the things that I might say as we wrap this up is one of the lessons that I learned when I'm working with people specifically, happiness sometimes is an individual decision or an individual definition. So if you want to find out what makes someone happy, ask. So you'd be surprised in the answer. We'll speak to you soon. Thanks, and catch you next week, everyone.
You've been listening to Building Fortunes Radio on buildingfortunesradio.com. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check us out every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the designated Building Fortunes Radio segment with Peter Mingle. Be sure to check out the buildingfortunesradio.com website for our featured segments. It's been our privilege to have you listen in. At Building Fortunes Radio, we wish you the success you deserve and are willing to work for. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world.